Welcome to Jesse's Grand Days Out. My name is Jesse and we're here at the Royal waiting room for Gromit Unleashed 3. We're going to try and see how many of these we can find in one day. Now the big question is, am I going to be able to catch that bus? And we made it. We had about 13 minutes to go, so we're good. This area at the top of the park is actually really quite nice. But here is our sculpture. It's called Starcatcher. So rather than get the bus from the stop we just got off at, I thought we'd walk up more to Cecil Road and see which bus we can get. We can get 43 or the 16, which will get us up into the centre. But which one we get? So I got off at Lawrence Hill because when you're visiting a train station and you're taking them all off and you haven't been to one, you take it off. This is Lawrence Hill. It has two platforms and it's served by large UG de Bois, I think. There's one stop on this train. Nice short journey. That was a very cool Feathers McGraw in a Wednesday outfit. Very cool. And that was also a very novel way of getting into Bristol Temple Meads. I've never done that before, but going by Lawrence Hill. It did cost me some time as we actually got stuck waiting for our platform on Temple Meads. Good planning. So I'm going to come back here very, very soon, but first we need to find some more grommets in the old trail, the old Bristol trail I think it's called. I do declare I see the next one. This one's called Predator. It's near Valentine Bridge. Now I have a mini target to get 30 today, although it's taken us about 3 hours to get 4, so wish me luck. 4 fans of flowing water and some canal boats on that side as well. That is a very cool cycle track sign. Gardner Haskins. This is our next stop. And it's actually very easy to find. This is Cuckoo. And actually our very first grommet. That's another one done. I think when I'm heading to the shopping area, which is in Cabot Circus now. There's at least 2 there. And this is Frostbite. How's that? I love the icicles on his nose and his crown. It's so cool. And this is Love Actually. Yes, it is designed in collaboration with Richard Curtis. With all these quotes. Jump for my love is all around, to me you are perfect. So far we have found 7 of 53. The next one is in Quaker's Friars, and it's always appropriate to pass this beautiful artwork, mural, when we're coming with this space, especially when you're following our grommet trail. Oh my, this next one is very bright. This bright fella is called Gnarlybot. He's definitely a Norbot. And here's our first Wallace. With these ones, you can actually have a cup of tea. So this one is by John Wesley's First Chapel and Dwelling House. And it's called Wallace Goes to Hollywood. I'm not travelling there today, but this is Emerald outside Bristol bus station. We're now approaching the Bristol Children's Hospital, which is what the Royal Grommet Grand Appeal raises money for. And all the sculptures are based in areas where this hospital's catchment area is from. I've always loved this bright sculpture out the front of it. And here he is, rather appropriately called the Ringmaster. I don't come down Christmas steps very often, but it is looking very, very pretty today, so I couldn't resist a little wander. I've just seen the one in St Nicholas Market is Aladdin, one of my favourite Disney films, and we have to follow the paw prints to find our way. Oh, they're cool. Reminds me of the one of the statue and the coach station. Oh, they brought me to the sweet stuff, that's not good. They have a flapjack in Bristol. I did not know that. And here, very appropriately, is Aladdin. So cool with all these gems and diamonds, representing probably the Cave of Wonders. Right, before we move on, I think it's time for some more flapjackery. Haven't had any since Christmas. And it's just down here. That's flapjackery acquired, which this time is apple and blackcurrant. The staff are so friendly. I always end up talking and chatting for a little bit. This was her recommendation, so we'll give it a go later. I am looking for St Mary Redcliffe, which I believe is around here somewhere. So there's St Mary Redcliffe, and just in front, probably can't quite see, is the grommet. And it's called Treasure Island. Is it just me? I see that kind of eye patch and I want to go, "Arr." Phenomenal location for it though. And just like that, we have completed the historic Bristol Trail. So that means circling back to Temple Meads to go to Clifton for the Clifton Trail, which also just happens to be another train station I haven't visited. I mean, yes, it looks nicer on a sunny day, but it's still a very beautiful building. Temple Meads. Capacity for lunch? I think so. The train one is number 2, the 112 to Avonlife, will get us to Clifton Down. That's the time to eat my pasty. It's nice. Nowhere near as good as the chilli one. It's nice. So on the train to Clifton Down. Another new station I've not been to before. And of course I picked the seat going backwards. Oops. Welcome to Clifton Down Station. It has 2 platforms and I think it's mainly run by Didi Bois. It's also on the 7 Beach line. It's a really lovely station actually, with lots of little planters. Not gonna lie, it feels more rural than I thought it would. Because right in there it's got a main high street just outside of it. Nice though. Quite pleasant. This Discover the 7 Beach line actually makes me quite sad. It still has Bristol Zoo Gardens on it, and that's no longer here. Clifton Down Station did overshoot us very, very slightly, but we're here at the next Gromit outside the Victoria Rooms. It's outside the Victoria Rooms, and this is Bobby Dazzler. And this is Casperus, just outside Bristol Museum and Gallery. It's fair to say the Clifton ones are not quite as close together or as easy to follow a trail as the historic trail around Redcliffe and that kind of area. Though it's a little bit more spread out, a little bit harder to find. And in Victoria Square it's called Pine Roof. I think it's inspired by Pinewood Studios and the films that are filmed there. There's the Pinewood Studios logo. So I know Clifton a little bit, but not a lot. So these kind of trails help you discover areas which you've never been to or explored very much before. And every time there's a trail here in Clifton, I always find somewhere new. Now, naturally, a place we have been to before, and when I say have been to before, I mean have been past before. So this is the oldest slide in Bristol, and this is Bristol Observatory. And just beside it is our next Gromit, or should I say Wallace. This one is called Mr. Darcy. And behind, Mr. Darcy, is the Clifton Suspension Bridge, probably Bristol's most iconic site. It's having a bit of construction at the moment. But it still looks spectacular. And now we get to go over it, as the other Gromit is on the other side. So you can see the suspension bridge just in front of us, and the Clifton Observatory just in the corner. And just there is the Bristol Barker. I love their names. Now I'm just going to do a very brief detour to Ashton Court. I was thinking I could do the South Trail as well, but I don't think it's going to be possible because other things are closed at certain times. So I'm just going to go and grab the one at Ashton Court, which is part of the South Trail, but it's not going to be the complete South Trail. I did have an idea that maybe I could get 30 today. I think that's maybe a little over ambitious, and I think we're probably going to get 25. I'm on 18 now, so we'll see. We'll see how we go. And we're now changing from Bristol to North Somerset. For context, we started out in South Gloucestershire, so we crossed 3 borders today into 3 different counties. We're doing quite well, I think. Welcome to Ashton Court. There's lots of things that you can do here. They've got golf, disc golf, a high tree tops course type thing, which you'd never catch me on. They have hot air balloons that lift off not every night of the week, but most nights and most mornings as well. Also, they have the Mansion House. They have lots of open space for dogs to play around with. It's a really nice, large, open park, really, that's used quite extensively throughout the year. Obviously it's probably most well known for being used for the Bristol International Balloon Fiesta, which will be next month. So yeah, Ashton Court. And it's home to a grommet. So this path that curves right around the estate takes a long time to get around where we want to get to. What we can do is cut to the left through this rather overgrown field, and we'll get in front of the Ashton Court house or mansion, which is roughly where we want to be. All I can say is going down. When it is a kind of path, it's more of it's a kind of a dirt path, but you have to kind of, focus and pay attention. And this area just beyond that tree is normally where the hot air balloons got from in the morning or the evening. I've no idea if they're going up tonight. If you ever do want to find out when they're going up, check out MJ Ballooning. I'll put a link in the description below, who has flight updates. But there, just in the corner, if I just search it, is the Ashton Court Mansion House, and I believe our next grommet is just behind there in the food courtyard. And here in the courtyard cafe is Super Ply Guy. Yeah, quite literally played some really cool organ music when I scanned that one in. It's a nice little twist for you. Okay, so I've made my decision. I'm going to head back to Clifton, finish off the Clifton Trail, and then do the Harbourside Trail, and then we'll see where we are from there. It does mean we won't be doing any of the ones in South Bristol apart from this one. So I thought I'd show you the view from Ashton Court, because it's pretty nice, and this where some of them are. So not sure if you can see it, but that building with the big white triangle sticking out the top of it, that's Ashton Court Stadium, and that's where another one of the grommets are. There's a few others in that kind of area as well, which make up the south part of the trail, which finish here. But we're going to head back into Clifton, finish off the Clifton Trail, and then head into that kind of area to do the Harbourside Trail, which I think will put us at 29 sculptures found at the end. I think, if I've calculated that correctly. So one short of the 30 I was kind of hoping for. But 4 higher than the 26 I thought I might get. On a separate note, here's that Tree Adventure Tops Golf thingy-majigama what's-its. It's kind of in that direction. And we're back in Bristol, and there should be one around here somewhere. And there's our next one, the Great Gatsby, just outside of CJ Hall on Whiteleaders Road. All in its finery in gold and black. With the Clifton Trail complete, I think I'll get the bus back to the centre before we start probably what's going to be the final trail for today. Okay, I've seen a few of these today. I'm starting to think this might be part of a separate thing as well. I'm going to have a little look and see what this is all about, because there might be more of these that I don't know about. A nice little sit down just before we start the final trail. So now on College Green as we're starting the Harbourside Trail, and this one's called Robin Hood Prince of Cheese, which is just nearby the cathedral, so it's quite easy to find. Central area of Bristol. But isn't City Hall looking lovely in the sunshine today? Yes, the sunshine has actually come out. We may be missing one out here that I'll have to come back and collect in a minute, but I know there's a closing time advertised for the one at We the Curious, so I want to kind of make sure I get that before it closes, just in case it closes and I can't get it. There's not many that have closing times, but some of them do. Oh yes, and that closing time is in half an hour. I mean, it's alright because We the Curious is here, so I'm sure we'll be okay. And here is Astronome, a Norbert coloured and full orange tyre. Now I'm just backtracking a little bit up Park Street to get the one that's the Norbert that's up there. And here outside Freemasons Hall on Park Street is Norbert. The classic, the original. And this is Rooster Booster. It's another City Bench one. Wallace in his chicken face mask. I just couldn't resist. You're right, mate. So we're now in Underfall Yard to meet the Jolly Roger. This is actually the first time I've come around this area, and it's actually been open. Like every time I come around, it's always been closed off because they were doing work on it. So it's really nice to actually see it around here. Really nice area. A very nice background for this Norbot. This whole path is part of a trail called the Harbourside Trail. It's like a 1 mile, 1.5 mile trail around the whole Harbourside. It's really pretty. And sometimes, I admit, you do forget you're in Bristol sometimes when you go on it. But of course, you can still see Cabot Tower in the distance and the colourful houses that remind you truly are. Our next sculpture is outside of Ardman Animations on Gas Ferry Road. I always get a little bit of a thrill when I go past Ardman. It's like, very much kind of like, just reminds me that Ardman's actually based in Bristol. And here we are, having arrived at Ardman Animations, and Woolly Capers, a Shaun the Sheep one. I think this might be the only Shaun the Sheep on the trail. I could be wrong. It's honestly such a cool building. I so wish they did tours. They don't. They never have. It's so disappointing. But beware, it's also not it's their headquarters, but it's not where they film their big feature films. They're done in Aztec West. But slight bit of history. This is the original Ardman building. The building behind us is the brand new building. This is the original one. And the next one is at the end shed. This one's called Venus's Dog. As they get more central, the sculptures do get more popular and busier. And outside the Arnolfini, just in front of the water, is the Oceania. And just outside Queen Square is King of Diamonds. This will probably be our last one for today. Isn't he cute though? I think realistically that's all I'm going to be able to easily get today. There's still a few more, the ones in the south that we miss, and there's obviously the ones that are a bit further afield and a bit further away, a bit hard to get with public transport. But in total, we found 29 of the 53 today, so I'm pretty pleased with that. I think 29 was a reasonable number. Without only relying on public transport and my legs, I think we did well today. I will be coming back though to mop up something the more other outer limits of Bristol and further afield for kind of one-off day trips. With that being said, if you like this video, please don't forget to like it, subscribe to see my future stuff, and I will see you next time. Bye!